That was one of the most asked question by the students. I think we get like 7 to 8 and the same question: is that a paid or unpaid service?
Oh, okay. Gradling is completely free. Completely free. It's free to students and graduates, no charges. Um, it's a completely free service. Gradling is a service. It is not a recruitment agency. It's about helping international students, and because it's set up by your university, that's what we need to be doing, is providing a service. So that's what we do.
I think that's a very inspiring project, and it's definitely going to be helpful for all of the students around the globe. We get to know so much about the Gretling already. We would love to know about Devarji. How Devarji?
Okay. Well, so as I said, I'm the Global Employability Manager at UE Bristol. I started my career at at the university helping all students, but then the opportunity came up to help international students in a global careers consultant role. And I've always really liked working with international students. I love the diversity. I'm a big advocate of the talent a global talent team can bring to a company. I think companies really should be thinking about a diverse range of graduate talent in their companies. So I'm a big advocate of kind of the global workforce. And through that work, to kind of cut a very long story short, I managed to get funding from the UK government about a little while ago, probably about 10 years or so ago now, to set up a service. And I used it to the biggest number of students we had from one country in our university was Malaysia. So I used it to set up a service for Malaysian students on our web pages, just on our UE web pages. And I went to Kuala Lumpur. I met with employers and alumni and recruitment agencies who are keen to help as well, and managed to pull together some web pages, which was really successful. We had students not just from our university, but from all universities using the Malaysia section. And I thought, right, we need to create a proper service to help international students from across all countries. And from there, really, I met with an IT company, an alumni from UE Bristol, who helped to create a website for me at a very good rate because he was an alumnus from UE, so he wanted to help out. And with that, we kind of gradually added sections to Gradling, and the next section was Gradling. It was India, and so I went to India and went to meet employees in Bangalore, Dubai, Mumbai. Fantastic experience, really fantastic. Got India together. The next year was China, where I went to China and met with employers there, and then moved on to Africa. And slowly around the world, really meeting employers and putting it together. And what's really exciting is I think kind of when we won the award, that kind of showed that Gradling is a significant service, and it has a global reach now. I mean, we set it up originally to help students to get jobs in their home country, and while it still does that, because we kind of created a more global network, it has kind of led to global opportunities for students and graduates as well. And that kind of really leads us to, because it's a universal resource, Gradling, it's given me leverage in terms of our university taking the lead, really, in terms of helping international students to get a job. And I've talked at a lot of events because I'm representing not just students from our university with Gradling, I'm representing all international students studying in the UK and able to help them. And like I say, this really has kind of slowly led to where we are now, with, Gradling with 9 sections, pretty much all the areas we wanted to cover geographically. And, very excited to see what the future holds. I think we're at a real crossroads in terms of the global workplace. I think AI is going to have a huge impact on what type of graduate will be getting jobs in the next
So
3 or 10
talking about
years.
AI, the most of the question that they get from the student, it's like they're literally considering you as their mentor, not as a CEO of a Gradling. They were asking your suggestion, what kind of the skills would you like to introduce to the students or are planning to study in a UK that you must learn that in your own country before reaching to the UK? What are your favorite kind of skills?
So you're asking me what skills they should develop before starting the course in the UK? Is that what you're
For
asking?
international students.
Right. I think before coming to the UK, right, that's a really good question. I think any experience you can gain in the type of career you want to get into is going to be really useful, because you're going to need to get as much work experience as possible, right, to make yourself very employable, whether you want to work back in Pakistan or want to work in the global job market or the UK. It's all about the commercial experience you gain. So think about it. You come to the UK and you want to get some internships while you're studying in the UK, right? you're going to be much more likely to get those internships if you've already got some experience in your home country. So don't kind of park everything and leave it till you finish. Start building your experience. It doesn't matter if you've got that work experience in your home country. That's fine. So I see the Harry Krishnan, who I referred to just then, he's got lots of bank and finance experience during the summer before he started his course in the UK. And that helped him leverage getting work experience in the UK because he'd already got some experience. Didn't matter if it was outside the UK. He'd got that experience. And when you have that experience, it means you come across as so much more knowledgeable at interview. That's what you'll be talking about at interview, because if they're interviewing interns, they know you're studying, and that's great. But really, the value added is getting in the work experience. So use your time now to get work experience. Doesn't have to be paid. If there's members of your family that maybe work in the areas you're interested in, get it through that. Do it on a voluntary basis. Use LinkedIn to reach out to people. Try to get that experience. That's my number one piece of advice. I think my number two piece of advice is, yes, as you kind of were alluding to, Sumaira, I think digital AI and digital competency are the big skills gaps. There was a recent article actually, which I was looking at in a journal in Pakistan, which was asking what the key skills employers in Pakistan are looking for, and it was very much digital skills are top priority. So try to develop your digital skills. That's both basic digital skills. 72.1% of employers in Pakistan said that basic digital skills are important to have, and then a large number also said that advanced digital skills are really important as well. So I think digitalizing yourself is a really key thing. Now, there are short courses that you can do, aren't there? There are short courses that you can do. This same article said that there are free online courses which enable people to acquire new digital skills. So if you do any short courses before you start your study in the UK, that's going to help digitize you. And that's going to have several advantages, because it means that you can talk in an informed way when you're reaching out to employers about your digital skills. But it gives you that head start in terms of harnessing digital learning when you're in the UK. So I think familiarizing yourself with digital skills is really key. I think those two things, getting any experience you can, even if it's observing companies, and building your digital skills knowledge, the key things in terms of preparing to get the most out of the UK.
So the key point is here, whatever your aspiration that you set for, or your life goal that you set to reach, you have to work from you should start working from your own country. And that's what I usually suggest to the student before they came. Suppose if they are planning to study in a UK in a September intake and they start their processing in a January, I said you have a plenty of time, learn some kind of a skill. You should go for the artificial intelligence side, or go to the web development side, or any social media campaign, how to run a particular campaign. These kind of a skill that definitely make you stand out from the rest of the students who are going to study in the same country. So it's pretty we are on the same page on this particular topic. And I would love to ask you a question regarding how can student utilize the time that we discussed in our pre-meeting as well. How can a student utilize the maximum out of a time that they are getting in a student while studying in a UK?
Yeah, that's a really good question, Samaya. And in fact, that is the question, because it's almost like the game is won or lost before you start looking for a job at the end of your studies.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
the key thing is to utilize that time during your studies to build your CV. And if you engage as early as possible with that, then your chance of getting a job when you've finished are massively improved. Now, you have to engage it. It's easy to think that, when you look for a job, you engage with careers service and things like this at the end of your course. But no, do it. Get to the UK, settle in, do the essentials, getting it settled in your accommodation, finding a lecture room, and so on. But really, after that, that's when you start engaging. Now, the good news is that by coming and studying in the UK, you have as part of your studies, you have completely free access to your careers service, right? You have at UWE, we have an award-winning careers service, and you can engage with them straight away, because they are not just a placement service. The careers services in the UK on the campus, they're not just a placement service that you go to at the end of your course to try to find a job. They will coach you. They will coach you through what you need to be doing. They will empower you with the ability to find work experience, build your contacts, get a good CV, prepare for interview. All of these strategies, they take time, right? Getting work, building your contacts, you can't just do it overnight. It takes time. I mean, I build a lot of contacts with employers and alumni, and if I've got something,
It's important to build the contacts in the corporate as well in UK side, because it's very crucial in Pakistan as well. So there should be some kind of a contacts. So I think it's crucial in the UK too.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely, and there is a effective way of doing that you need to learn. But however good you are, you need the time to do it. That's why you need to engage with career service ASAP. I say, like I said, I've met with employers all across the world, and the number one thing they say graduates lack is commercial awareness. It's the experience of the real world. It's the applying what you learn in the lecture theatre into the workplace. And you only gain that, the best way you gain that is through work experience. And if you can come out of your studies with 1, 2, 3 work experiences, you will be so much more employable, whether you want to work in the UK, Pakistan, or somewhere else. You are so much employable. But that takes time. You need the whole year or whatever to build that portfolio of work experience. And that's why you must engage with the career service. The things I'm telling you are not just go and do it on your own. There is the support, but they can't support you unless you go and meet them.